Shodan. Shodan is often called the search engine for hackers. But unlike Google, Shodan doesn't search for websites. It searches for devices. Any device connected to the internet, whether it's a security camera, a smart fridge, a traffic light system, or an industrial control panel, Shodan can find it. Here's how it works. Shodan constantly scans the internet for open ports. A port is basically a door on a device that allows data to come in or go out. When a device has an open port with no password or a weak password, Shodan indexes it and makes it searchable. You can literally type in webcam and find thousands of unsecured live camera feeds from around the world. Some of those feeds are baby monitors. Some are security cameras inside actual businesses. All of them are completely exposed. The search engine itself is technically legal. Researchers and IT professionals use it to find vulnerable systems before hackers do. But the problem is, anyone can use it. And if someone uses Shodan to access a device they don't own, that's a fiat crime. That's a federal crime in most countries. It's the difference between looking through an open window and actually climbing inside. Shodan just shows you the window. What you do next is on you. That's what makes it one of the most controversial tools. A security tool and a hacking tool, separated only by the intention of the person using it. And that thin line is what keeps cybersecurity experts up at night. Grams. Grams was the first search engine built specifically for the dark web's black markets. Launched in 2014, during the peak of the original Silk Road era, it was designed to look and feel exactly like Google. It even had a logo that mimicked Google's color scheme and an "I'm feeling flawed" button. Except instead of taking you to Wikipedia, that button would drop you into a random listing for things you can't buy at any regular store. Grams worked by crawling onion sites across the Tor network. Onion sites are websites that only exist on the dark web. They use a special .onion address and can't be accessed through a normal browser like Chrome or Firefox. Grams indexed these sites and gave users a clean, unified search bar to find products across multiple dark web marketplaces at once. Think of it like a price comparison tool, except the products involved are almost all illegal. The creator, known only as All Illegal, known only as Pimp Pretty, ran the engine for a few years before shutting it down. International law enforcement agencies like Europol and the FBI were constantly tracking it. The heat became too much to handle. But Grams proved something important. Even in the underground, people want a clean interface and an organized search experience. Its code and design influenced every dark web search engine that came after it. Grams is gone now, but its DNA lives on in every modern dark web crawler. It showed that even criminals prefer good UX. Censys. If Shodan is the loud, well-known hacker tool, Censys is its quieter, more sophisticated sibling. Developed by researchers at the University of Michigan, Censys is a search engine that constantly scans the entire IPv4 address space. IPv4 is the system that assigns a unique number to every device on the internet. There are about 4.3 billion possible IPv4 addresses, and Censys tries to scan all of them continuously. But Censys goes deeper than Shodan in one important way. It doesn't just find devices. It reads their SSL certificates, which are the digital ID cards that websites and servers use to prove their identity. It also catalogs every open port and the software version running behind it. This means you can use Censys to find a company's forgotten test server that hasn't been updated since 2008. Or a cloud storage bucket that someone accidentally left wide open to the public with no authentication at all. Security researchers love Censys because it helps them find weak points before attackers do. But that's also exactly the problem. Attackers use it for the same reason. Many corporate networks have actually banned Censys because it works too well as a reconnaissance tool. It can map out an entire company's internet-facing infrastructure without sending facing infrastructure without ever sending a suspicious packet to their firewall. The digital of having an X-ray of every building in a city. Useful for safety inspections. Terrifying if the wrong person gets access to it. And right now, anyone can Amia Most dark web search engines are broken, full of scams, 400, or flooded with the worst content the internet has to offer. Omia is different. It's an open-source search engine for the Tor network that actually tries to maintain some level of ethical standards. It actively filters out the most harmful and depraved content, which makes it one of the few relatively clean ways to explore hidden services on the dark web. Open source means its code is publicly available on the internet. Anyone can look at it, audit it, or create their own copy. This makes it nearly impossible for any single government or organization to permanently shut it down. Even if one server goes offline, someone else can spin up a mirror somewhere else within hours. You can't kill what anyone can rebuild. Omia is used by journalists, activists, and researchers who need access to censored information in countries with strict internet controls, in places where governments block news websites or social media platforms. Omia provides a path to uncensored content, but it is still illegal in many authoritarian countries because it gives citizens access to information their government. And in some of those countries, just visiting an onion site is enough to get you arrested. That's the paradox of Omia. On one side, it's a tool for press freedom and government transparency. On the other side, it's still a gateway to the dark web. It's the most responsible dark web search engine that exists. But responsible and dark web have never been comfortable neighbors. Intelligence X. If you've ever been part of a data breach, and statistically you almost certainly have, Intelligence X is the search engine that knows about it. Often called Intel X, this tool is a massive archive of leaked, hacked, and publicly exposed data. It indexes everything from old email dumps to leaked database files to the contents of dark web-based sites, where stolen data gets posted. What makes Intel X different from the regular search engine is what you search for. Instead of typing in keywords, you can search by email address, phone number, domain name, or even a specific Bitcoin wallet address. Intel X will then show you every time that piece of data has appeared in a known leak or breach. It's like a search engine for your digital history, except it shows you the parts of that history you wish it didn't exist. Journalists and cybersecurity professionals use Intel X to track the flow of stolen data and investigate corporate breaches. It's a legitimate research tool in that context. But the same tool is illegal or restricted in several countries because it provides easy access to personally identifiable information. Names, passwords, home addresses, financial records, all of it sitting in a searchable database. Is no database. For identity thieves, Intel X is the very first stop when looking for a fresh target. It's a harsh reminder that once your data gets leaked, it doesn't just float away and disappear. It gets archived, indexed, and made searchable by tools exactly like this. The internet never forgets, and Intel X makes sure of that EXIF search. This one is less about the dark web and more about the hidden data sitting inside your own photos. Every picture you take with your phone contains something called EXIF data. EXIF stands for Exchangeable Image File Format. It's a set of metadata embedded directly into the photo file. This metadata can include GPS coordinates, the exact time the photo was taken, the device model used, and even the specific camera settings like aperture and ISO. EXIF search tools were designed to crawl social media platforms and public image hosting sites, then extract and index this hidden metadata. The result was a search engine where you could type in GPS coordinates and find every publicly uploaded photo taken at that exact location. Want to see photos taken at a military base, a private celebrity estate, a government building? If someone uploaded a photo from that location without stripping the EXIF data first, this tool could find it. This made EXIF search one of the most dangerous tools on the surface web. It wasn't just a privacy concern. It was a full-blown stalking engine. Anyone could track a person's daily movements. Use daily movements by searching for photos tagged with their device's unique identifier. Most major platforms like Instagram and X now automatically strip EXIF data from uploaded photos. But older photos posted before this change still carry their original metadata. And specialized OSINT tools, which stands for Open Source Intelligence, still use the same technique today. Every photo you upload is more than just an image. It's a data packet. And if the metadata isn't removed, it tells anyone who looks exactly where you were and when you were there. FOSSA. While most search engines focus on websites or devices, FOSSA was built to find files, specifically files sitting on open directories and unsecured FTP servers. FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. It's an old but still widely used method for transferring files between computers over the internet. Many companies and even government agencies still use FTP servers to store our file internally. The problem is, a surprising number of these servers are misconfigured. They get left open to the public with no password protection at all. FOSSA crawled the internet looking for these exposed servers and indexed whatever it found. Backup archives, internal documents, database exports, software installers, financial spreadsheets. If a system administrator forgot to set a password or misconfigured the access permissions, FOSSA would find those files and make them searchable within hours. It thrived entirely on human error. One misconfigured server at a hospital, a law firm, showed that contractor could expose thousands of sensitive files in minutes. FOSSA was eventually taken offline after it was linked to several high-profile data thefts. But the concept didn't die with it. Modern hacking communities still use a technique called Google dorking, where you use advanced Google search operators to find exposed files and open directories on the regular internet. FOSSA just automated that process and made it dramatically faster. It proved that the biggest security risk isn't always a genius hacker with custom malware. Sometimes it's just a forgotten password and a crawler that knows exactly where to look. Torch, short for Tor search. Torch is one of the oldest and most resilient search engines on the dark web. It has been around almost as long as the Tor network itself. And while other dark web search engines come and go, Torch has survived everything thrown at it. Server seizures, coordinated network attacks, international law enforcement takedowns. Every time it goes offline, a new version appears within days, sometimes hours. Torch indexes over 1 million onion pages. That is more than any other dark web search engine currently operating. And unlike Omnia, which we talked about earlier, Torch anything. There are no content restrictions, no safe search toggle, no editorial standards. It indexes everything it can crawl, regardless of legality or how disturbing the content might be. That makes it the most comprehensive dark web search engine in existence, but also the most dangerous one to use without knowing exactly what you're doing. For cybersecurity researchers, Torch is a valuable window into the full scope of dark web activity. For law enforcement, it's a starting point for tracking illegal marketplaces and services. But for the average person, using Torch is like diving into an ocean with no map. Most of what it indexes is noise. Broken links, dead marketplaces, abandoned forums from years ago. But buried in that noise are active services that carry serious legal consequences just for visiting. Torch is the reason the dark web still feels like an unsolvable mystery to most people. No matter how many times authorities try to shut it down, it keeps coming back. That's what makes it the final boss of underground search engines. Those are some of the most well-known search engines outside of the regular internet. Some are used for legitimate security research. Some are used for investigative journalism. Another for investigative journalism and used for things that will land you in serious legal trouble. The important thing to understand is that the internet is much bigger than what Google shows you. And the tools that explore the hidden parts of it are powerful, dangerous, and not going anywhere anytime soon. Anyway, I also made some other cool videos too. Don't forget to watch them later. Okay,